Hi and a warm welcome to this week's episode of Property TV. By the end of this episode, we'll report on the latest, greatest property news as always, and you will have learned what's going on with one particular house builder, the recent Help to Buy scheme and how that's affecting pricing, and also the new consultation that the government has just announced. So let's get rolling. Bellaware has just released its latest figures, and it reads for surprising interest for those that own Bellaware stocks. In fact, they're proposing a double dividend yield versus last year, which is great news for investors. But what's all that coming from? So first of all, their transaction volume is up 10.6% year to date, and the average price of a property they're selling is also up by 3% to around the £260,000 mark. Now, a lot of that demand is being driven by strong demand in Yorkshire, Essex, and also the Nine Elms development in Battersea, which at this moment has had over 72% of forward build already exchanged or sold on at prices above what they felt they would get to begin with. So Bellaware is a sound investment. However, what's driving the Bellaware picture? Two things. First of all, a more secured lending environment is what the report says. Who really knows what that means? And secondly, the Help to Buy scheme, which leads us on to our second piece, what's going on with this scheme. Regular viewers will remember that last week we announced that another 10 billion had been allocated to this scheme running through to 2020. Now, George Osborne first introduced this in 2013, and since then a report has come out from Morgan Stanley asking what exactly has gone on with this money and how has it benefited the average man and woman on the street. The answer is very little. In fact, what has happened is the difference between second-hand or resale homes and new build homes has effectively increased. Now, there was always a premium on new build. Typically it was between 5 to 10% depending on the area. That increase has actually gone up to 15% now since the Help to Buy scheme was introduced. And funnily enough, at least 4 of the large builders account for 50% of their profits from the Help to Buy scheme. Now, let's not get anything wrong here. We have to support industry and construction through periods of times in which the construction industry is perhaps somewhat failing. However, let me put this to you. There is currently around 30,000 local authority homes that are vacant in England. If we just took an average £50,000 refurbishment figure to refurbish all of these, we'll be talking about a cost of 1.1 billion. Now, when you look at this on the surface of it, that 50k is overly generous, it'll probably be much less than this. But in reality, are there better ways to spend 10 billion as opposed to giving it to the house builders? Perhaps put it back into the local communities and let the local authorities run with it. Food for thought. Now, to end on a somewhat positive note, the Community Secretary, Sajid Javid, has announced a new consultation this weekend. So we're all very excited about this. This is going to run through to Christmas. And this is to look at that perennial problem of the issue around buying and selling of houses. And let's face it, we've all been in situations where we've either been gazumped, we've had a solicitor who's completely incompetent, we've had buyers do crazy things and remove things they shouldn't have, and sellers at the same time have done mad things. So having that consultation is a great step forward. However, my concern is not enough people like me and you will contribute to that survey. And in fact, what we'll have is lots of people from government, different departments feeding in to say what they think should be the ideal, when in reality it's people like myself and viewers of Property TV that really know what's going on in the local marketplace. So if you've not seen the survey yet, go and check it out on the government website. It's a brand new survey and it's really designed to look at that whole process of how you buy and sell a house in the UK. Can it be improved? Hell yes it can, but it can only be improved if you make your voice known, so make sure you do that. And finally, I want to end by inviting you to clear your diaries for the 1st to the 2nd of December. Why? Because we're going to be holding the inaugural Property and Finance Summit, and you're invited. Taking place in central London, over 2 days we're going to be answering critical questions, including, with the focus of the government on destroying the private rental sector, what's next? And given that hostile environment, what should a property investor, a landlord, an entrepreneur or business owner do to protect your livelihood, your business, and to get through to the next level of the new private rental sector, which is surely bound to come? We have a ton of great speakers, panellists, workshops and exhibitors already planned for you. We'd love to see you there. So make sure you look out for the early bird tickets, which will be going on sale very, very shortly. Look forward to seeing you at the Property and Finance Summit in London on December the 1st to the 2nd.